Worldwide, there are all kinds of ailments and diseases, and most of them are killer diseases. These diseases has thrown once upon a happy family into clouds of sorrow and anguish due to the loss of their loved and cherished ones as a result of a timely death. Cervical cancer is one of those deadly diseases, and cervical cancer is what we are going to be discussing today on your show, Getting Real with Fina. I remain your host, Fina Ahime.
To keep up with the show, visit www.touretv.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ToureSpace.tv. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Touche TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Touche TV. We love to hear from you.
Welcome back to your most popular, educating TV talk show, Getting Real with Fina. Today we are going to be talking about another very important issue. Remember, this is where we talk the real talk to the real people. I will always say you are the real people. Today we shall be treating cervical cancer. Very important. And to do justice to this, I have in the studio with me Dr. Rosemary Ogu.
Thank you very much.
Just reintroduce yourself by yourself.
Thank you very much. Yeah. My name is Rosemary Ogu. I'm a consultant obstetrician gynecologist.
Wow.
I look after women.
Wow.
At the same time, I'm a lecturer in the University of Port Harcourt.
Wow.
I'm a senior lecturer, so I teach.
Okay.
As a consultant and as a senior consultant in the hospital, I also teach consultants, that is residents who want to become consultants. So I teach medical students about how to become a doctor, and then I teach doctors about how to become a consultant.
Wow.
And so I'm an examiner with the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria.
Wow. Well done. Okay, today you are going to be teaching us. I'm not going to be asking so many questions. I'll just ask one or two. You teach us what cervical cancer is, how deadly is this disease. Just basically teach us all that we need to know, prevention, everything about cervical cancer.
Okay, that's a good place to start. Cervical cancer is cancer affecting what we call the cervix. The cervix is a part of the woman's body. I think I have some pictorials that we can show later in the program.
Okay.
Now, the cervix is that part of a woman's body that encloses the child when the child is forming in the womb.
Okay.
And that is the part that's going to open up when the woman is going to have a vaginal delivery.
Okay.
That is also the part that is the penis will touch during sexual intercourse.
Okay.
And it is responsible for a lot of the orgasm that a woman would feel.
Okay.
So it's a very important part of the woman's body.
Okay.
And because of what I've explained, it's useful during sex, it's useful during childbirth, it's useful during pregnancy. It's a part of the body that is very much in activity.
I think it's the womanhood itself.
Something like that, you can put it that way. So it's that part of the body that undergoes a lot of changes, and so it is prone to cancer. It is the single part in the body that is most prone to cancer after the breast for both males and females. In Nigeria, I even think from studies that we have, from research that we have done, that cervical cancer is the commonest cancer. Now, cancer is a growth. When we say cancer, you'll be amazed at the number of people who don't even know what cancer is.
Exactly.
But cancer is something that happens that is just there to kill. It is a growth that happens, that it just keeps growing. Everybody grows. You see, you give birth to a child, the child grows up into a young boy, a young girl, an adult, and then old person, and so on. But for cancer, it just keeps growing, and there's no regulation, and that is bad. Alright, so cervical cancer is cancer that happens at the mouth of the womb, or at the neck of the womb, at that portion where a lot of activity is going on. It only happens to women, but every woman is connected to a man. So it's either the woman is the man's mother, is the man's wife, is the man's sister, is the man's girlfriend, is the man's daughter. So you can't say it's only a woman's problem.
Exactly.
The men are not part of it. No, every man is involved, because when it affects a woman, that woman is connected to men.
How aware are we, as in the society, about cervical cancer? Because before the show we were discussing backstage.
Yeah, I know.
And you came to realize
it's
that
amazing.
Yeah.
I've been talking cervical cancer for about 10 years now, and that is after my fellowship, after graduation as a doctor. And then I just noticed that, look, this is something that shouldn't be a problem, but it is a problem. People are not aware, people are not screening, people are not preventing, and people are dying. So it is a cancer that kills. But it is a cancer that shouldn't kill you. It's a cancer that takes a long time to evolve. It's a cancer that is preventable. In fact, it is the only cancer that is preventable. Unfortunately, people are not aware. I said I've been talking about this for about 10 years now. I'm the president-elect for Medical Women in Rivers State of Nigeria. I have been publicity secretary for Medical Women in Nigeria. I have been publicity secretary for Medical Women in Rivers State. I do a lot of advocacy. There's no year we don't talk about cervical cancer. In the past 4 or 5 years, we've been doing walks. You know, you carry wet t-shirts, you go out, Market Square, over the roads. We're on radio, we're on TV. Most people know me on radio and on TV. They know the voice. And they see, oh, that doctor that is like a theater person. But I am always talking about this. Not just me, my association, a lot of people who know. You know, I belong to this association, International Society for Gynecological Oncology. We're worldwide, and we're talking about cancer, we're talking about these things. But you'll be amazed the number of people who haven't heard. It's almost unbelievable.
Yes. Now, I want to ask, you have been doing this work, you have been doing this talk in Port Harcourt, Rivers State.
Worldwide, not only in Port Harcourt. Last year I was in Liverpool. And we're talking about cancer.
No, I mean,
earlier
in Nigeria,
I was in New York. We're talking about cancer. In Nigeria, I've done Port Harcourt, I've done Delta State, I've done Bayelsa State. We did thousands of screenings in Bayelsa State during one regime that time, depending on how much support you get from government. So sometimes we partner with government. Even in Rivers State, we've partnered with the wife of the governor. We've done quite a lot. Different states we've gone around. Medical women are all over Nigeria, from Abuja to Katsina to Kano, name it. We're all over the place. Aba, Port Harcourt, Abia. We go around the place, we're talking cancer. But each time you go and talk, you hear someone say, I haven't heard about that thing.
Exactly.
I don't know about that thing before. And so you wonder what is happening. And that is what just gives me the courage to keep on. Don't give up. Don't say you have tried. Don't say you have done so much. Don't say you have done enough. There are 160 million Nigerians. And as many as we have Nigerians, that's as many as we have people who haven't heard about cervical cancer. I'm sure some of you who are listening today, there are people who will say, I've not heard about it. There are some of them who will say, this doctor has come again. It's the only cancer you talk about. It's true. But I'm not giving up, you know. I'm not giving up, because there is something there. If you come to the hospital, if you see the patient, if you see a woman with cervical cancer in the end stages, you would be so sad that you would be able to give up everything just to make sure that people know. Because with awareness, you can prevent everyone from getting advanced cervical cancer. And that's the truth. If you are aware and if you're able to screen, you will not get advanced cancer. It is not possible, because it is a preventable, 100% preventable disease.
Okay.
And so by the time you see someone with advanced cancer, cervical cancer, it's like, how did this happen? It's not like breast cancer, where you say, oh, you didn't know. Sometimes even for breast cancer, I'm wondering, how do you stay and the breast gets so big and the wound gets, before you realize something is wrong? And so now we teach, please look at your breast. Take a look every month. How is it looking? Feel it. Do your breast self-examination. You understand? Because it's something you can see. The cervix, on the other hand, is hidden inside. So you can't see it. You have no access to it. But if you are aware, if you know that there is a cancer that can happen on the cervix, and that you need a doctor to look at it, or a trained personnel or a trained nurse to look at it, take a smear and just do your test, is a cheap smear, is less than a 5-minute procedure. It's something that even if you do it once in your lifetime, you have the possibility of getting that cervical cancer.
Cervical cancer? No, I haven't.
Cervical cancer. I'm not too familiar with that.
Cervical cancer. I think I've heard of it. I've heard of it last year, but I really don't know what it's all about, though.
Yes, I heard it last year in February at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. I don't really know much. It's just that one of my sisters was having issues, so I asked her to go for checkup at the teaching hospital. And after a series of tests, they said they diagnosed that she had cervical cancer. They could not treat her there properly, and then advised us to go to Federal Medical Center, Umuahia.
Yeah, I know it kills, but I have not really made a research about it.
Surely, I think not just for ladies, for everybody, they should be doing check-up from time to time.
To keep up with the show, visit www.toursTV.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at TourSpace.tv. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Toush TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Toush TV. We love to hear from you.
Welcome back to your show, Getting Real with Fina. Remember, we are not here to scare you, but to give you information. And that is exactly what we are doing in the studio today. I still have Dr. Rosemary in the studio, and we are still on that topic, cervical cancer. Dr. Rosemary, thank you so much for honoring this invitation. I'm so grateful and I'm so happy.
My pleasure.
Yeah, but I want us to quickly go to the causes of this disease.
It's a scary
and when you
disease
break like that, you scare me the more.
I don't intend to scare you, please. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you information.
Okay.
And it's an information I need you to act on. That's just why I'm like stressing it.
Okay.
Cervical cancer is a preventable cancer. At least that should make you calm.
But
it means prevention is better than treatment.
Okay.
If it's something you can prevent, it's better to prevent it.
Exactly.
When you say causes, it's caused by virus, what we call the human papilloma virus.
Wow.
It is one cancer that we know the cause. It is the virus that causes it. If that virus don't find its way into you, you can't get cervical cancer. But the virus is everywhere. The virus can be in your hands. The virus is mostly sexually transmitted.
Wow.
So you get it from the man. The virus causes its own problems in the man as well, penile cancers, throat cancers, and so on. But we're focusing on women today. And somehow the devastating effects of the virus is more in women.
Wow.
Now, that virus that causes cervical cancer has other things that make it easier to act. And these things can be summarized as risky sexual behavior. So if you have multiple sexual partners, if you start having sex early, you know when you tell your daughter, close your legs, zip up, don't let him in. Sometimes they think, oh, she doesn't want us to do what she did. She has done her own. Now she's telling us. It's not true. When a woman or an elderly person or anybody tells you, look, young girl, close that legs, you're not only preventing HIV, you're not only preventing unwanted pregnancy, you're not only preventing STIs, sexually transmitted infections, you're preventing cervical cancer. Because for the early girl, for the young girl, the cervix is immature. And so when the penis goes there and drops that human papilloma virus, the virus is able to integrate with the DNA of the cervix and cause changes that leads to cancer. And so the young girl, in trying to think she's flashy or she's what's the word now they use it now? Swaggy. Is it swaggy or whatever? Exposes herself to cervical cancer. And it stays in her body and it's multiplying and it's doing things, it's causing changes and eventually it shows. So that's that. So risky sexual behavior. You're having sex too early is one. You're having too many children and so the cervix is doing so many things.
Wow.
It's another one. So when they say 4 children per woman, it's not just because of the harsh economic realities. It's not just because all of you would ride in one car. It's also because there are other things that come with too many children. Maybe another day we will take that. The problems of too many children.
Okay.
The problems of maternal mortality.
Okay.
Of women dying during pregnancy.
Okay.
You know, another day for that.
Okay.
But for today, when you limit the number of children you have, when you define that, look, not until age 20, not until age 25 before I'll have sex. When you define those things, you save yourselves from a whole lot. When you define that, look, I am sticking to one partner, it's just me and him. It's not me and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And if you're sticking to one partner, that partner should
also stick to one partner. Because another one is, you're going out with one guy, but that guy is going out with 4 other girls.
Because that guy can bring
that virus.
Yes.
So
give to the girl who's faithful.
Yes. So it's mutual fidelity.
Okay.
Mutual fidelity. I'm faithful to you, you're faithful to me. If you say no, you want to wait until I start seeing the signs of the cancer. That is when you are trying to treat, you will treat until your money has finished, then you will stop treating. Because at that point, there is no cure. But if you start treating when I came to screen, there was nothing wrong with me. I heard that Dr. Rosemary talking on TV, so I went to screen. And they now said, oh, I have early cancer, or I have what they call pre-cancer. That is 100% treatable.
Wow.
Pre-cancer, pre-cervical cancer. It means there are changes that suggest that cancer would soon happen. But all those changes are still within the epithelium, what we call epithelium. So they are still contained in that portion. You can treat it 100%. You can still have your children. You can still get pregnant. You can still enjoy sexual intercourse. No problem. But if you wait until you start getting symptoms, and the symptoms are not nice, though, you find a woman who starts bleeding when she's not supposed to be bleeding. You find
seriously?
Yes. The woman has finished her menses and the bleeding continues. For another 1 week, 2 weeks, the woman is bleeding. You find a woman who meets with her husband and on the bed is blood. We're not talking of being disvirgin. No. You see blood. And it's happening all the time. You find a woman who goes to wash, taking her bath, and she washes herself, and the next thing is blood. Those are vaginal bleeding, irregular, different kinds of vaginal bleeding. That is the first sign of cervical cancer. But that first sign is already a sign of advanced cancer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's already advanced. And then from the bleeding, you now have woman smelling. That's as if water is coming out from the vagina. And it is smelly water. So we say foul smelly vaginal discharge. Initially it's contained, like it's only she who knows the smelling. So the woman will come and complain to the doctor. There's this smell, there's this odor.
I don't
Do you understand? There's this water. I'm taking off my undies and it's wet, you know. By the time you are getting there, it's bad. And then the waist pain, and then the weight loss, and then the weakness. You can't go to work, you can't walk, you can't earn money, you can't contribute to society, you can't look after yourself, you can't look after your children, you can't do anything. You are now a burden
to oneself.
Yes, not just to yourself but to all those around you, for something that is preventable, for something that didn't need to happen. I do my pap smear screening every 3 years.
Okay,
I'm a doctor.
Is okay.
You can do 3 years, you can do every year, you can do every 5 years. It depends on your risk.
Okay.
Everybody, we all know ourselves.
Exactly.
This guy I'm going out with, look, this guy. Let me just do every year, doctor. It doesn't matter. Let me just be sure.
Yes.
And you do it every year. It doesn't take anything out of you. It's 4,000 naira.
Okay.
If you go to the government hospital where it's subsidized. If you go to do it in the UK, you spend about maybe 200 pounds.
Which is how much in naira?
Like 50,000-60,000.
Okay.
There are people who can afford it. But down here it's 4,000 naira.
Wow.
But that 4,000 naira, you tell a woman, and the woman comes to the hospital and says, okay, I'm coming back, and goes away. So there are actually some people who say they can't afford it. But I look at them and I say, look, this is a matter of life and death. One screening halves your chance for a lifetime. So instead of not doing at all, instead of being afraid, instead of doing every year, if you think you can afford, do one. Just do one. One pap smear. Abroad, people don't really get cervical cancer.
Because the way of life there is different
It's
from
different.
ours.
Abroad, they would write you and tell you haven't done your screening this year.
Wow.
And you go and do your screening. We haven't evolved to that. We will get there. I believe we will get there. I have hopes for this country, and I think we will get there.
Amen.
But it starts with me and you. It starts with you hearing today and deciding to go and do your screening. Yes, cervical cancer is real. Cervical cancer exists. Cervical cancer is preventable. Cervical cancer can be known long before it happens.
Okay,
so
Dr.
you shouldn't
Rosemary.
wait for it to happen.
To keep up with the show, visit www.touretv.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ToureSpace.tv. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Touche TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Touche TV. We love to hear from you.
Welcome back to your show. Dr. Rosemary, let's quickly talk about the control and management of cervical cancer.
Okay, when you talk control, the way I want to read it to the layman is, what can they do? That's what I want to take as control.
Exactly, and that
not
is what
treating advanced cervical cancer, not when the thing has started. What would the person do? No, I don't want us to get there.
Okay.
I don't want women to get to a point where they started feeling symptoms before they come. No. So please, for control of cervical cancer, we're talking awareness. You have heard it today. Please tell the next person. Go to church. Tell them that you want to make an announcement on Sunday. Give this as a testimony that you listened to a program and they talked about cervical cancer and you heard that it is a preventable cancer. Let everybody know. That's one thing that you can do. Another thing women can do, make sure you go for the pap smear. It's very important. And then the third thing, if you can, I would really suggest, save towards it if necessary, get vaccinated. There's a vaccine now.
Oh!
Yes!
Oh!
There is a vaccine now to prevent cervical
there is
cancer.
Hope.
There is a vaccine.
Okay.
Get the vaccine. It's available. In the UK, they give it to all girls from age 9.
Wow.
It is a mandatory shot that it takes, so to speak.
Thank you so much.
I am glad to be
we are
here.
going to have you again. I'm not just
No
saying
problem.
it. We must have you again.
With our
and
pleasure.
for your works, for anything you're having, I want to be part of it.
It's
I
okay.
really
We'll give you
want
an
to be part of
invitation.
it. Really,
We will.
really.
I'll
Thank
let
you
you
so
know.
much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And for you out there, what more can I say? I may not be a doctor, but today I've heard so much. I've learned for myself and for my daughters and people around me. You may be a man. Like Dr. Rosemary rightly said, you are connected to a woman. Maybe your wife, your mother, your daughter, your sister, or even your neighbor. We should all join our hands together to make cervical cancer not a threat anymore, but something we can fight and win the battle.